Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is SaulApeMan, and yesterday something very weird happened in Warcraft 3 PTR. Yes, so, because we have tools that are tracking the PTR version number, yesterday at 5 AM Polish time, Central European Summer time, we got a notification. Hey guys, Blizzard changed something on the PTR. The version number changed from this 22726 to 22745, and after an update like that, we should get exciting patch notes with the list of changes that Blizzard made. Okay, so where to look for them? And there is a very nice Blizzard forum, and we are in the tab called PTR Discussion and Bug Report. We need to scroll a little bit down, and as we can see, ladies and gentlemen, the user Kaviax, who is like a community manager, he usually posts them. But ladies and gentlemen, look at this, the version here is with 26 at the end. So it means, ladies and gentlemen, that look, 26 is the old PTR, 45 is the new one. So there is no patch notes. And what is most important, today is Saturday. Yesterday was Friday. They pushed this upgrade 5 AM Friday, Polish time, and there is no patch notes. There will be no patch notes for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, because people call me SaulApeMan as well, I decided to use my very small word editor knowledge, and I went for all of list of changes, and I tested most of them. The most important one, yes, because we kind of know what Blizzard is tinkering with, and I basically data mined, I checked the important changes. There is not that many, but they are significant. So after like 2 hours in this word editor, that's what I have found. Maybe I will read you really quickly. So we have 4 changes to human devotion aura. Bonus armor was reduced on level 2 and level 3 of skill, so paladin level 4, paladin level 5 sometimes versus orc. We go for aura on level 5 because holy light is not that efficient, not that needed, I mean, and we can't holy light orc heroes to 5.5, so they took away 0.5 armor. Also, blood mage siphon mana range was reduced on level 2 and 3 of skill, right? So blood mage level 1, siphon mana, stealing the mana, has a long range on level 1, 600, but later it's getting worse. They reverted the nerf to deflection chance. I will show you in the moment. So it used to be 25% deflection, but now it's 30. And last but not least, for human, they decided to give Orb of Slow the new visual effect. And there is also only one added change, that they kinda nerfed Ritual Dagger, because it used to have 2 charges, but now it has 1, and the cost is not scaling that well. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I wasn't able to find any other changes. Maybe they are there. There is not that many testers in Warcraft 3 community, so if you have found something else, please write in the comment. But ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude this, I will show you the changes in action, especially the new Orb of Slow effect. So if you didn't know, the human orb was replaced. The Orb of Fire is no longer in the game. We have Orb of Slow that you can buy on tier 3. And it has a chance to proc on target. Similar to the Orb of Lightning, it's 10% on heroes, 25% on units. But what is the most important, the orb has new graphic effect indicator. It looks pretty cool. It looks quite similar to Cripple, and yes, now we got the effect on the bottom. We see the blinking Orb of Slow effect, and look at this, a beautiful. This is pretty important because in the past the slow effect from Orb had the same icon as slow from the Sork, and it was the same icon, so you didn't even know if you applied 2 effects. But look at this. Now we have slow from the Sorks, and we have Orb of Slow effect. So thumbs up for Blizzard for changing this, but this is just cosmetic. So what is most important? So as I mentioned, the Paladin aura got nerfed, and so what is the most important? As we can see, the Paladin aura was nerfed, and actually there was a mistake in my document. On level 3 it was nerfed by 1, so from 6 to 5, not to 5.5. Level 5 aura we went for versus Orc most likely, because the Holy Light is not efficient enough, but yes, this was the change. Deflection range, yes, it's now on 30%, and you may say, so what is this deflection? Because Blizzard was tinkering with defend, the cost changed, some values that changed, but yes, deflection is pretty important. Let me show you. So on the bottom on the screen we have Footman with defend on, and look at this, flying unit Wyvern. I order this unit to attack our poor footman. He is running in circles, and look at this Wyvern HP. Some of the damage comes back. This is hilarious. Who is going to win? 4-unit Wyvern on Footman with defense, and of course, during defense, if there is no deflection, Footman is just taking some reduced damage. But yes, if there is deflection, the damage is goes back to the target and is a piercing damage, and because of that the Wyverns are very fragile versus piercing damage because of light armor. And yes, this Wyvern is basically dying to just Footman. Last but not least, human change is the range of Siphon Mana, and you may say, Saul, how did you tested it? There is no description when you mouse over the skill. So in the word editor you have option called Object Editor that you can turn on by clicking or with F6. This is how it looks like, and yes, I know that it's hard to read, but I will just show you really quickly that there is Siphon Mana, kill for the human, and you just scroll over all of those values and you check the values like with the names that help. For example, here we are looking for the cast range. So yes, another nerf to Pala Rifle. Last but not least, for the undead, we have a change. Look at this. I want to buy a Ritual Dagger. There is only one charge, and we need to wait 90 more seconds before buying another one. And yes, it's going to heal you for 200 over 45 seconds. But yes, usually they really like double charge. Of course, it's not the end of the day, but yes, people don't like this change in general. And yes, let me show you one more thing about Orb of Slow. Maybe Blizzard will see this video and they will actually do something interesting with the Orb. So if you didn't know, MK can attack air when he has an Orb, and with Solo we can buy usually only one Orb, the Orb of Slow. And my question is, can this MK apply bash and slow to, for example, a unit that is immune to slow in general? So look at this breaker, we are attacking him, the bash went through, and we are waiting for the slow. Remember, it's 25%, and can we slow him? Can we bash him maybe at the same time for the video? Oh, the slow is here, and yes, as we can see, the chance for bash is not that big, but yes, we have bash slow. You may say, Saul, this is so cool, but can you do it with the flying units? Let me show you. We are fighting the Gryphon now, and can we slow him? Can we bash him? Yes, the bash works on air units, and slow works as well. So you may say, Saul, human goes tier 3 versus undead, so you have access to your beloved Orb of Slow. What if you just give Orb to the MK and you chase destroyers? You can slow them, you can bash them. But the problem is that bash for some reason doesn't work versus air spell immune units. Look at this, we are going to slow down this destroyer, but even though, ladies and gentlemen, I tested it, I tinkered with the bash value, this destroyer will never ever be bashed. For some reason he's immune to this. We can bash the Spellbreaker, the ground unit, we can bash the flying unit Gryphon, but for some reason it doesn't work versus destroyers. And ladies and gentlemen, I said it many times, I don't really think that Orb of Slow is good. I think it's a downgrade from Orb of Fire. Why? Because we rarely go tier 3 versus Night Elf, so we can't even slow down the Demon Hunter. We rarely go tier 3 versus Orc. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, versus Undead we like to deny the healing for the coils. That's why Orb of Fire was better, and the Human Mirror, like, who cares? I will record a longer, like, suggestion video, because yes, PTR, the live patch, the PTR is going to be live soon. But I will use this opportunity to show you something. So people usually complain about Pala Rifle being too strong versus Orc. In this specific matchup, if you don't know, Pala Rifle on pro level is played versus Orc mostly. Versus Undead is kinda sold. We don't longer see it on high level. Happy is pretty good with his Criplord play. And I listed important changes with Orc versus Human matchup, and we have 7 human nerfs that are influential for Pala Rifle versus Orc, and we have 2 Orc buffs. So Tauren Resistance Skin and Expansion Build Time. And ladies and gentlemen, I think it's too much. So in this hidden PTR we got 2 nerfs as well to Pala Rifle, so it's a 9 changes difference. So again, it sucks because there is no new official patch notes. Maybe I'm missing something important, but I don't think so. And in their last official patch notes that said that patch should go live April 15th. So in 3 days, and we have the weekend. So Blizzard, I hope that we'll see the patch notes, and let me tell you, my honest opinion is 9 changes in this matchup in the favor of Orc is a little bit too much. Power Rifle will just die. But guys, if you liked the video, if you appreciated those 2 hours that I spent in this word editor testing stuff, please give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and check following videos, because it's going to be exciting to see the patch going live. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.